Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to tell you about the books that I acquired in January and into the beginning of February. I started at the beginning of January with an awful cold, so to help me feel better I ordered a book from Amazon, and it was The Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. This is the first book in the Codex Alera series. It is a fantasy series following a main character named Tavi, who lives in a world where people have the ability to control elements, or Furies. The only problem is Tavi doesn't have the ability to control any elements. So this series follows Tavi on, I imagine, a whirlwind of adventure. I first heard about this series from Reagan at Prue's Project, and she's made it sound like a very excellent fast-paced fantasy series with an excellent character arc, because Tavi starts off being 14 and ends the series in his late 20s. I'm really looking forward to this book because I believe I will be reading it very soon with the lovely Katrina at Little Book Owl. A little bit later in the month, I went on an excursion with my sister-in-law to Books A Million, and the next 3 books were purchased there. The first book was a book that I had already checked out from the library, but once I saw this great sale at Books A Million, I couldn't resist owning this beautiful book, and it is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This book is loosely based on the final account of capital punishment in Iceland. A young woman has been charged with the murder of 2 men and is sent to live out the rest of her imprisonment on a rural farm. Naturally, the farm owners aren't thrilled about it, but a local priest reaches out to offer spiritual guidance before her execution. I've heard really great things about this book, and I believe I will be buddy reading this book with Ginny from Dulcher's Books. The next book needs no introduction, and it is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I found this for $3 and I could not pass it up. It is the same translation as the Penguin clothbound edition, I believe, which means I hope to read this with a friend who has that edition. The next book is a book that just got into my mind and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so it was the only book that I bought full price at Books A Million, and it is Wool by Hugh Howey. I keep hearing really great things about this book. It's an adult dystopian novel, so I'm just going to read the blurb on the back. It's kind of dramatic and exciting, so you've been warned.
What would you do if the world outside was deadly and the air you breathed could kill? You lived in a place where every birth required a death and the choices you made could save lives or destroy them. This is Jules' story. This is the world of Wool.
Recently, Colleen at Little Ghost Creations finished this series and said that she liked each installment equally, which is really exciting, so I'm hoping that this will be a series that I can just immerse myself in. The next 2 books I acquired at a flea market on an adventure with my friend Jenna from On the Big Adventure. The first book is by an author who I'd been considering reading, but I couldn't decide which book of hers I wanted to read first. But finding this book made the decision for me, and it is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I actually know very little about this book, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I believe it's on BBC's 100 Books You Should Read list, so finding it was quite serendipitous. The next book I found at the flea market, it was a copy of a book that I love quite dearly that I didn't own, and I feel like it's very important to own the books that you love, and it is The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach. If you've been around for a while, this was one of my favorite books in 2012. I think the easiest way to describe it is a character-driven book with baseball as a setting, but it's really so much more than that, and I will leave my old review of The Art of Fielding in the description below if you want to know more of my thoughts. And the last physical book that I have to show you today is a book that I alluded to in one of my previous videos, and it is This Star Won't Go Out, The Life and Words of Esther Earl. Like I said, I mentioned this book in my anticipated reads video. I pre-ordered it as soon as I found out about it during P4A. I know that this book is going to be quite heart-wrenching, but I'm quite looking forward to it, and it's a really good condition book. It has that nice matte feeling desk jacket and embossed letters, and the inside flaps have pictures of Esther's diaries. I purchased a couple of books on my e-reader that I thought I would share with you very quickly. The first one is a short story called Warm Up by V.E. Schwab. I first heard about this from Jesse the Reader after he read and loved Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I read at the end of 2013, so I thought I'd pick this up since it was only 99 cents. And the last ebook that I purchased was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've been wanting to read this book for a very long time, at least a year or so, because a dear friend of mine named Jossie, who used to make videos here on YouTube, loved this book and raved about it, and it's recently got this revamp on BookTube, so I'm really excited about that, and I may be buddy reading this book as well. I also downloaded the first 5 chapters of Cress to tide me over until the library's copy of Cress comes in the mail. And that is all for my January-ish book haul. Let me know in the comments how you feel about any of these books. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with a new video.